This weekend, going into Week 12 NFL Sunday, all right? Going into Week 12 NFL Sunday, there was a lot of tweets about the sports books, what the sports books were praying for. And basically, all tweets said that the sports books are praying for the underdogs. Okay, they said they're praying for the underdogs to cover and to win. Obviously, when the sports books pray for something, fucking God has a direct line with them, and it happens. I think they were 10-4 this weekend against the spread, the underdogs were, so Vegas just continued to rake. I believe it's 0-10 the past 2 weekends where public money is the top 5 each single week. And last night was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in the history of sports gambling. Now, I know there's bad beats that happen all the time, okay? Scott Van Pelt has an incredible series about it. They get showcased on the internet all the time, and as sports gambling continues to grow, we're only going to hear more and more and more about bad beats. But what happened last night, 70% of the money was on the Seahawks, minus 6.5, okay? The entire game, there wasn't a single thought that the Philadelphia Eagles were going to be able to put together anything to make that game close. Now, Russell Wilson, obviously, they go for it on 4th and goal and get stopped on an early drive, and you're like, well, are they dead? Okay, and then the Philadelphia Eagles can't move the ball at all. Then Jalen Hurts comes in, hands the ball off, throws the ball, then bench his ass, get him the fuck out of here. Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz obviously have no idea what's going on. Up 14, less than 30 seconds left in the goddamn game. Carson Wentz, who is a religious man, throws a Hail Mary to his Lord and Savior. They catch it in the end zone after a batted ball catch. Boom, they're down 8 at this particular point. Spread was 6.5. 70% of the money was on Seahawks, minus 6.5. Everybody was pumped throughout the entire game, knowing that they got to win on Monday Night Football, even though they might have got their asses beat over the weekend. Doug Peterson, Mr. Analytics guy, one person in the history of analytics and data said, you know what you should do? You're down 14. You got a little limited time left. Instead of the history of football, which says just kick the goddamn extra point, go back, score again, kick the goddamn extra point, you're back in the game. That's football. No. Some analytics guy one time said, or lady, sorry, very sexist of me. Some analytics guy or girl said, no, down 14, no time left. Go for 2 both times. You make the first time, guess what? You can go for 2 again and win the game, or you can kick the extra point tied, whatever you want to do, blah, blah, blah. Eat shit, Doug Peterson, okay? Eat shit. That was unbelievable. Now, granted, it got them within 6 of the Seahawks, okay? They obviously cover somehow against all the odds. With 15 seconds left, they cover somehow. I mean, it was just – and now listen, as I was watching the end of that game, I was like, you know what? You know what would be really cool if the sports gambling gods did? This onside kick, just like A.J. Brown did, take it to the fucking house, okay? But instead, Jake Elliott kicks it 30 yards down the field. There's no chance of the onside kick being recovered. They down it. It's over. See you later. Everybody go eat shit. That was last night. Let's talk to the boys back in Indianapolis. At Tone Diggs, you were also on the Seahawks, minus 6.5, and you predicted this was going to happen exactly how it happened, about 15 minutes left in the game. And to be honest, you might be to blame for this whole goddamn thing.
Well, we talked about it yesterday on Hammered Down, actually. Like, when you start giving out picks, you have an idea of how you're going to lose the game. And whenever there was the holding call, I believe on a Carlos Hyde 20-yard touchdown, got called back. And then the next play, DK Metcalf forgot how to catch, even though he had 477 yards last night. I tweeted out, there's probably a 0% chance that the Seahawks cover. And then there was, and I'll let you talk about this, the intentional grounding no call where the ref was standing straddling.
Diggs, the guy is straddling the line of scrimmage, okay? That is what that ref does. I think he's a line judge. Like, that's what you are, line of scrimmage. Now, I might be wrong. The guy is straddling the line of scrimmage, okay? It's first down or whatever, but this would have made it first and 40 because he was running for his life behind the line of scrimmage. You see the ref literally look to his left. The Seattle Seahawks coach, who is an assistant, gets down on one knee to catch the ball. Okay, it's inches from the ground. So even if the ref forgot that it doesn't matter where it lands, okay, it's where it goes out of bounds at, which is what the rule is. Even if he's out of the pocket, he has to be able to make it back to the line of scrimmage and where it goes out at. Like, even if he potentially forgot about that, that ball's hitting the ground right before the ref's left foot on the line of scrimmage. They look at it. No pass, no intentional ground, okay? So whenever that happened, Diggs, you're 100% right. I'm watching, okay? And Steve, Greasy, and Lewis, they mentioned how it probably should have been, but then they just moved on. I'm like, oh, we're just moving on from that, huh? How the fuck is that guy in the NFL, that ref right there? Whenever literally you see him staring at the intentional ground, he's staring at it. And it's like, yo, did you forget which way the team was going? Like, did he think that the behind the line of scrimmage was his right foot instead of his left foot? Felt like a lot of things were getting cooked. It was in Philadelphia. A lot of Italians over there, Tone. Not 100% sure if it's not you and your people's fault that whole thing happened.
It's not my people. And then, like, the back door was definitely open after that, but then thankfully Carson Wentz has no fucking idea what state the back door's in. He throws an interception, but then the Seahawks basically just 2 drives in a row decide to basically just kneel the ball 3 times. Basically just kneel the ball, kick a field goal, giving it back, and then as soon as that happened, I knew the only option for us to lose was the garbage time touchdown, followed by the 2-point conversion. There was no chance. We had absolutely no chance, Pat.
Yeah, it felt like we were kind of ducks in the water, shall I say. Or ducks in the sky if you're around where the king lived back in the day, if you're watching The Crown. I don't know how they have any ducks left over there with how much that guy went out and shot fucking ducks, by the way. If The Crown is anything accurate to what his real life was like, that motherfucker was out shooting ducks every single goddamn morning.